I'm gonna show you my project 3 folder here. So I've basically pulled down some examples of project 3, or an example of project 3. So first day is the, first thing that you guys are going to be doing is the research, right? So I can just open this up. So you can see here we've got Mount Angel Sausage Company. Here's a little bit about them. Here's their target audience. Here's their competition. What is the website's current look and feel? So if they don't have a website, you can just state that in current look and feel. Here's something, here's how the restaurant looks and feels, but there is no website. You can just mention that in there. Are there, competitor sites? So like if you're doing a Thai restaurant, for example, you might want to find 2 other local Thai establishments as competitors. Does that make sense? And see if they have websites. Hopefully they do. So let's see here. Just, yeah, this is just sort of some analysis. And it looks like just it found this here, found some information on this particular thing. And these are the sources. And that's all that's required of your thing that's due on Friday, okay? Wireframe and style tiles. So you can see I have style sheets or style tiles basically from the students here. And this is how I want things named, right? I'm good with first initial last name or first name, last name. This is how I want things labeled. I don't want any spaces. I want dashes or underscores. When you get into web design, spaces are bad because that leaves the server up to interpret what that space is. And that's why sometimes if you go to a website and you see like %20, that's the space character in the URL and it looks awful and you want to avoid it. Okay. So no spaces in your names. So like even my folders, right? 1-research, 2-wireframe, and style tiles. Oh, I put space in here. Oopsie, I'll fix that. But anyway, so no spaces. So here's style tiles. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So this is a style tile. We'll go through style tiles later as a demo because there's a style tile, style TIL.es website that has a style tile that's easy and ready for you as well. And then Tiziana also provided her version of a style tile to just kind of have you guys use that. And I'll incorporate that as well. So this is style 1, right? This is kind of based off of like what the building itself looks like. This is the color scheme that they came up with. These are the typography that they use, Playfair, and these are both like Google fonts. And then kind of like some buttons. So this is what a button looks like, right? And the order and the titles. And so item. Okay. So that's 1. And then the second one is down here. Right. So here we have style 2 where we've, she basically mixed things up, changed things around a bit, used this other typography. Okay. Same thing, like these are her buttons. So this gives you kind of an idea. Okay, I'm going to use this header. I'm going to use this as a subheader. I'm going to use these things here. I don't see anything for links, like what a link looks like, but you should include one of those. Okay. Then wireframes. You'll want to have 2 different wireframes. All right, so here's what the home page layout looks like. Here's what the menu page looks like. So she's doing a restaurant, right? We can do home page and one other page is the menu page. Perfect. That's all we need. And then this is a slightly different layout. So here's our second version of our home page and our menu. And we can see sort of the difference between these two, right? So that's going to be your requirement for the second part of this. So when we do wireframes and style tiles, I'm going to do a wireframe demo for you guys probably tomorrow, because we're going to talk about this process tomorrow. And then, yeah, right. And Austin's going to do a demo for you guys on Friday on automation. So that's going to be good. All right. So that's what we're doing tomorrow is I'll show you kind of how wireframes work. Okay, cool. So comps, right? Here's our comps. So she just basically said, okay, actually this is yep, it is. So here's our comp, first comp for the first home layout. Here's the second comp for the menu layout. Right, and this is like huge. Maybe I should make this smaller. How do I make this smaller? It's not that way, this way. There we go. All right, so yeah, here's the home page for the first one. Here's the menu for the first one. Right, and these are just basic kind of rough, so we can have some more ornaments in here. It's not a big deal. Here's the second home page. And here's the second menu page. Okay, so that's going to be what's expected for your comps. Files. So here's what's going to be expected in your files. So name, your name, student, right? Now J student, I didn't want to say Joe student. I didn't want to say Jane student. And so that's why there's a J there instead of like a name. So in your digital folder should be credits and fonts. If it's a PDF, I'm not gonna super worry about it, but still, I like dashes. Here's an underscore, right? So name underscore timesheet, that's important. This should be credits underscore and fonts or dashes. I don't care which, just as long as you use dashes or underscores consistently. So here's the student final. So this is what, after everything was all said and done, they came up with. I'm going to open up Photoshop now. Take a moment. And they included their roughs and the style sheets so that the teacher is convenienced and can directly compare. So that's kind of an important thing. All right, so here we've got a column grid, right? We've got some vertical lines here, horizontal grids, so for the rows, so we can make sure that things fit in. I'm going to hit Command H so you can just see the design. So, without all the guides, right? But you can see those guides are there. They're laid out for this comp. So here's what ended up being her thing. So I think, so this is the home page, right? And here's the menu. So you can see these are separate things, separate groupings. Home page, why is that there? Yeah, that should be at the top and the bottom. So this header needs to be in both of these, but it's not. So here's your menu, right? And this is what it looks like. So this is kind of what I'm expecting, this sort of grouping here. If you really wanted to be proper, is you use a layer comp. So basically, essentially flatten this group, but maintain the group behind it. So a flat version of this would be acceptable or good to have, so that way I can just flip back and forth between the two of them. And if I want to see like what you did and look at your layers, then I can go into that folder and the group, I should say, and look at that more directly. Included the rough and included the style sheets so that I can look at those directly. All right. Presentation. There's the presentation. So here's a presentation. Right. So we can see, here's our slides. There's all the stuff from the research, so on and so forth. Who's the competition? Here's an example. Demographic, psychographic. Oh, I already did that. Sorry. Look and feel, right? Current site. This is what the current site looks like. And then how these items would be together, redesigned and so forth. So you guys got that, right? You know, kind of basic. Here's the home redesign. Here's the menu redesign. We can see them in mock-ups. They went the extra mile and did that. Okay. So do you guys have any questions about this? Does that help you guys understand what I'm expecting from this project? Yeah? Okay, cool. All right. Yes, Romney. Yes, Romney.
For the wireframes,
yes.
I haven't really read ahead of what file type you were expecting for the wireframes, but if it's PDF, does it matter where we made it from?
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. It's just I was thinking that my demo is going to be in Photoshop.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you make it from.
Okay.
You know, as long as it's, because it's a PDF, right? As long as the final product's a PDF, I don't care. And, you know, Illustrator has some nice resources. I'm going to include those for you guys. Yeah, so, you know, I think Illustrator can let you lay out grids too. So same process as Photoshop. So that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, you know, this doesn't matter where you make it from. It's just I was thinking comps are going to probably be made in Photoshop, but you're delivering them as PDFs, so it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter where you make them. You can make them in XD, right? yeah, right. You can do wireframes and comps in XD. Beautiful. Yeah. As long as you deliver a PDF, I don't care where you made it from. Like I said, the demo I plan to do is in Photoshop, just because I figured it would be easy to kind of like to do that in Photoshop, and then you can tell it to not be Photoshop editable when you export the PDF. Because, you know, I don't care about that. So, all right. Any other questions on this project? Nope. Okay, cool.